Hello, this is Amy of Whimsy Stamps, and today I'm here to show you how to make an Eclipse card. I'll be using the new OMG die set. An Eclipse card is when a sentiment or feature of the background is subtly popped up. This gives texture and even a surprise element to the background. So for my first card, I'm going to create my own background by blending a rainbow of inks over a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cardstock. I will then be using the OMG die to repeatedly cut out the sentiment. 3 of the OMG dies fits on a card front. I have also cut out from the OMG die 2 other times white cardstock. The first thing I'm going to do is to glue my colored background onto my card base, making sure to line that up well and that it is secure. If any of the edges end up over your card base, you can go ahead and trim those off. For the white letters, I have taken 2 of them and glued them together. I will then take a colored letter and glue that on top in order to make a stack of 3. I will then glue this letter back into its proper place on the background. Make sure that the O is in the right position, as these are ovals and not perfect circles. As I place this first O, you can see that it will be popped up just slightly from the background, giving it a little bit of a shadow. I like to stack die cuts instead of using foam or foam tape because I can control the amount of height that I want. The center of the O I just replaced without adding any layers to make it look indented. I repeat this with all the other letters by stacking the 2 white die cuts and then placing the colored die cut on top of that, and then all 3 into the rightful place into the background. Using glue works well here because you can wiggle the shapes in so they get just into the right spot. I love this look of the background because it provides a little bit of subtle interest, and I will be finishing off this card by white heat embossing the saying Happy Birthday, which is from the Happy Saying stamp set, onto a piece of black cardstock, cutting that out and then adhering that to my card front. And this card is ready to make somebody a very, very happy day. For my second card example, I'll be using the new Mini Slim Pickens 1 die. This die is mini slim size, which is 6 1/4 inches long by 3 1/2 inches high. This die cuts out 3 rounded windows, and I will be using a piece of Rainbow Magic slimline paper as my background. I've also cut 2 pieces of white cardstock using the same Mini Slim Pickens 1 die. I've cut down a slimline card to the mini slimline size, and I'm attaching my background of Rainbow Magic cardstock to the card front using glue and making sure that the edges line up well. Although sometimes for Eclipse cards I make my own background, using pattern paper is a quick and easy way to get a similar effect without having to make the background yourself. I then add the 2 squares of white cardstock to each window, and then I replace the piece of Rainbow Magic paper to the proper window. This gives a subtle height difference to my background, which is going to be perfect for little critters from the new Monster Moods stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and stamp these critters out onto white cardstock using a Copic Safe ink. I'm going to color in each of these critters in a series of dark to medium to light to super light inks. I'm coloring the first critter in pinks to match the rainbow background where he is going to end up on my card front. The second critter will be colored in oranges and yellows and end up having green feet and hands. So he will match where he will end up on the rainbow paper pack. And the third critter will be colored in oranges, and again using the same method from dark to medium to light to super light. I use this as a way to quickly color in images, and it's not too fussy, and it gives me just a little bit of subtlety and gets my image colored in really, really quickly. So I end up fussy cutting these monsters out, and I put them onto each one of the squares on my card front, and then I add a sentiment from the stamp set, which is "Hey Gorgeous," which has been white embossed onto a piece of black cardstock. And this little adorable card is ready to go, and I just love that subtlety from that Eclipse background. Thank you so much for joining me on the Whimsy Stamps channel to learn about how to make Eclipse cards. Please follow us on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook, and I'll see you soon.